Greetings and welcome to the Astronomy Picture of the Day podcast. Today's picture is titled Launch Plume, SpaceX Jellyfish. So what do we see here? Well, here we see an image of the launch plume from a launch that took place on Cape Canaveral, Florida on March 4th. And this is a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket launching out into space. Now, the plume here looks very well illuminated, and if you're wondering why that is, it's because for the plume, the sun has already risen. So we can see down here on Earth, it's still very early dawn and the sun is still below the horizon. However, higher up in the air, you're seeing around the curvature of Earth, and therefore you can still be illuminated. So what we're seeing is that parts of this are in light, while other parts down on Earth are still in darkness. You can see this same effect here on Earth if you take a look and watch the sunset. If you watch the sunset, you can see it drop below the horizon, but if you watch the higher trees around, you will see that the tops are still illuminated by the sunlight. And that's because the sun may have set for someone on the ground, but has not yet set if you're a little bit higher up. And that's all a result of the fact that Earth is a sphere. So the spherical Earth, we then can see if you get high enough up, you can see around the curvature of Earth, and the sun can still be up, whereas for someone on the ground, it is not. So essentially what happens, the launch, the exhaust gases form a cloud, which is made up primarily of water vapor and carbon dioxide, and in many ways is like an ordinary cloud, which would be made up of water vapor. And we get what we call noctilucent clouds or night shining clouds that occur. Those are clouds very high up in the atmosphere that are then illuminated by the sunlight either before the sun has risen or even after it has set. So in a way, this is just an artificial version of a noctilucent cloud. In this case, they're artificially made clouds with the vapor trail of the rocket launch. Now, this launch was taking satellites up into space and was actually going to launch a couple of dozen of the Starlink satellites that are used to provide internet services. So we see those sometimes as Starlink constellations that you can see right after sunset or right before sunrise when they are up in the atmosphere illuminated by the sunlight, and you can see whole trails of them going across the sky. So something rather similar to what we see here, that we're seeing things that are illuminated even when it is dark on the ground. So that was our picture of the day, titled Launch Plume, SpaceX Jellyfish. We'll be back again tomorrow for the next picture. So until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.